Hi everybody, I'm getting ready to make costillitas de puerco and salsa roja. Now these are little pork ribs in a delicious red salsa. My Ron and I absolutely love them. They're way up here on our list of favorites. Very easy to prepare. And today I'm gonna show you how to make them step by step. Now I've got some St. Louis ribs right here. My butcher just cut them in half the long way so that the ribs are not so long, see? Now I'm just gonna separate each rib, and I have already removed the silver skin. You just wanna peel it up in the corner, grab it with a paper towel, and just peel it off like that. Very easy. So this is my last one. I have them all cut up. Now I'm gonna salt them really well. This will help draw out all the water from the ribs. You can use as much salt as you want. And that's good. So I'm gonna put them right here on this tray, and I'm gonna take them to the stove. So I'm gonna be using this Mexican olla right here, and it's nice and hot, set on medium. Now I'm gonna add all my ribs in here. I've got 2 large garlic cloves, and I smashed them so they can release their flavor. I'm gonna put them in there, and I'm gonna add 1 cup of water. Now you wanna put your ribs in place, and every so often I'm gonna come and I'm gonna give them a good stir. I'm gonna cover them up with my lid, and I'm gonna let them cook like that for about 35 minutes. So while my meat is cooking on medium, I'm going to roast all the other ingredients that are gonna be going into the blender. I'm gonna be using 5 Roma tomatoes, and I'm gonna be using about half of a medium onion. I've got 2 Guajillo chiles. See, they're nice and clean. I removed the seeds and the veins. Now don't be afraid of these, because these will give you a fantastic salsa. You don't want these to burn. And here are my 4 Chile de Arbol. I'm just gonna move them around carefully because I don't want them to burn. I have a Serrano Pepper, and I have 4 garlic cloves. Now when you look at these Guajillo chiles, they'll scare you, but these are so mild and they add a fantastic flavor to your salsa. Now I'm gonna put them right here in this very hot water, and I'm gonna remove my Chile de Arbol too, because you don't want these to burn. Now as you can see, I removed the core from the tomatoes, because you don't want those going into your blender. So while my vegetables are roasting, I'm gonna give these a good stir. There's water in here, and that's what we want. I'm gonna replace the lid, and I'm gonna let them continue cooking. Look at these. Look at how pretty these look. Now we can take these to the blender. I'm gonna put my tomatoes into my blender. Here are my 2 chile guajillos, nice and soft. My chile arbol, my Serrano pepper, my garlic cloves, my onions. I have 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon. That's optional. I just think it gives the dish a delicious flavor. And I have 1½ cups of the water I use to soak my chile guajillos. Now I'm gonna blend it really good. And that's good. Now I'm gonna set my blender aside until I'm ready to use it, and I'm gonna move on to the next step. So it's been 35 minutes. Now as you can see, almost all the water has evaporated. There's still a little bit left right here in the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is leave the lid off, and I'm gonna let it continue cooking until all the water is done evaporating, just like this. So while I wait for the water to completely evaporate, I'm gonna grind my spices. I have 3 whole cloves, 5 whole allspice, 1 teaspoon of Mexican oregano, 1 teaspoon of whole peppercorns, and 1 teaspoon of whole cumin. Now these together is what makes this dish a winner. Now I'm gonna grind them really well. Now you can leave some of these spices out, like the whole cloves and the allspice, but these are the aromatics, and this is what makes the dish a winner. So if you have them, try and use them. It might be something new for you, but you're gonna love this dish as much as we love it. So everything is nice and ground. Now we can go to the stove and see if all the water is gone. Now, as you can see, all the water has evaporated, and all we have in the bottom is just the grease that it has rendered. Now, I don't want that much grease in here, so I'm gonna remove some of it. Now, I have removed a lot of it, but I do want a little bit in here. I'm gonna be moving these around until they get real nice and golden. You wanna sear them really good before we move on with the other ingredients. Now, as you can see, we've got a beautiful golden sear. Look at that. That's exactly what I wanted. Now I'm gonna add my onions. I've got 1/4 of an onion, and I cut it up julienne style like this because I like texture in my dish. I'm gonna move the onions around like this so they can get just slightly translucent. And the flavor that they release into this dish is amazing. So my onions are slightly translucent. Now I'm gonna add all my spices from the molcajete. Oh man, this is gonna smell and taste delicious. I'm gonna add 2 large bay leaves. I'm gonna give it a stir, make sure that everything is well coated. Now I'm gonna add all the mixture from my blender. Now my heat is set on medium-low. You don't want it at a rolling boil, but you do want to see some bubbles here and there. Now I'm going to replace my lid, and I'm going to let it cook like this for about 30 minutes. My costillitas and salsa roja are ready. Come take a look. Oh, look at this. They are still very hot, and I am so ready for the taste test. Look at how tender these ribs are. Just falling off the bone. Yum. So I've got my corn tortillas that I made earlier, refried beans, and Mexican rice. I like to smear some of the beans right here. Now I get some of the rib meat here. Look at this. It's time for the taste test. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mmm. Oh my gosh. Heavenly delicious. And now my peach iced tea. Mmm. Oh my gosh. These costillitas and salsa roja are heavenly delicious. This is definitely one of my favorite dishes, and I know you're gonna love it too. If you like my recipe, give me a thumbs up, send me a comment, and tell me what you think. Thank you.